In this particular video, I am going to talk about how to reset a password. It is very important. So in through the Node.js, because as you know that this is a series of the MERN stack development. So in the Node.js, how you can reset the password is very important. So let's log out, and if someone would forget the password, so they will click here the forget password. Then they have to provide the email ID. So here let's say something, any of the email ID I have provided, and send the mail. Now what will happen? You can notice in the network that something went wrong. So what is the wrong is here, that if you click here, then okay, so there are no data. Okay, it's all right. So let's talk about how you can develop this type of thing. So in the React, first of all we will learn during the React. So this is the React, and I am going to the app.js. In the app.js, for the forget password, because as you can notice that forget password, this is the route. This route, it means that this component, this forget password, another, this is the component in the React, it will be execute. So here you can notice if someone will try to submit, it means that if user, this .state.email, it means that email if available, if not available, then it will return, otherwise they will call the API, and this API will go to the backend, which is the API/user/reset, and the data is basically email ID. And after getting a response, it will say the notification that the password reset link sent to your email, it should be your email, please check your email. Link will be valid for 30 minutes, for example. Again, it is very important, if you are provided the email ID, then the link should be expired after some time. So only during the certain period of time they can update the password. So that's why it is like that. Otherwise, if there will be error, then you can show the error in this way. Now let's go to the API user and reset in the backend. So in the backend, the API is developed. So let's go to the index.js. Here it is, which is the index.js, and API user and then reset password. So for this you need to go to the users. This is the another file which is the users, and every routing kinds of thing is available here. Now you go to the reset password route. So this reset password route, this one. Okay, so now what it is doing, basically this will send the mail to that particular email ID. Now user.find, first and foremost it will try to find out the email ID, that email ID is already exist in the database or not. In this particular case, as you can notice that there are not any response, it means user ID not found. Okay, so here the if condition is not written here. It means that if user is not found, then you have to pass the detail that user ID is not found. Okay, so user data, so you can write condition like this, if you can write in this way, if user ID is not available, it means you can respond in this way, user not found, you need to return something 404, and the message is false. Here it will be like removing this one, and here user is not found, email is not registered. Okay, now as you can notice that nodemon is here installed. Nodemon is what? Nodemon is you will provide during the development, like if you will do any kinds of changes in your file in the Node.js application, then NodeMon will detect their changes, and after detecting the changes, they will uh, you know uh, they will compile or execute your code, start the server once again. So they will do these things. So they will start the server. Now after the saving, like a React as well, if you are making any changes just after the saving, the page will be refreshed, because it's again it will be compiled or it will be execute the same code, means server will get started once again. So all these things is happening. So NodeMon is the very useful. And if you can also access run the Node.js application through Node or the index node or index.js. If you provide, then you can also run, but you can utilize the NodeMon. This is the one library, one module in the coming from the Node.js you can use to compile your application just after saving, means any changes will be detected and then the server will be restart. Okay, so this is very important. Now if I will type anything and then dot something like that, then you can notice the password reset link saved. I don't know how it gets saved. It means that somehow this, you know, you can go to the header, post, response. Okay, it means somehow this user email was registered. It means that's why here this message comes. Okay, so now again I am providing some other okay. So to how to debug this type of if this type of situation will come, then how you will debug. So just you need to write console here and dot log this one request dot body. So are you getting the email ID or not? You can also console log this one so that you will get the information that user data is available or not. Of course, if the error will be come, then of course this block of code will not get executed. Okay. Okay, why you are getting this type of message? Because this is one type of bug in the React application. That's why it is coming. Why bug? Because as you can notice that this response is the 20 no content 204, and that's why it is like that. Because if you will go in the React, suppose in the forget password here, then you can notice that after the response this message will be coming. So since there are no error, that's why it is not going to the catch block, it's going to the then block. So that's why it is coming. So you have to fix that particular thing in this way. So now again I am going to the user.js and consoling these things, and let's say where it will be consoled. You need to understand it will be console here. So you can notice that you got email ID, whatever email ID you have provided here, that particular email ID you got it. It means that this particular route is working perfectly fine. And now request.body is the second time is null. Why it is? Because this is because of this one, this is null. Okay, if user data is equal to null, then let's see what is happening. email is not registered, you can notice. So now you got that email is not registered notification because this if condition is executed and this is satisfied this condition, and since you have returned certain thing, that's why it is comes. So if user is not found, again this is a random email ID and of course it is not registered and it will but the email ID which is the registered, for that particular case the email will be go. So for sending the email you need to use one library which is known as a node mailer. So now node mailer is here imported and here it's going to utilize. So it is super easy. So node mailer, create transport, you need to provide the host. Okay, this is the host. Host is this one. For the Gmail you will get this one, and then port is this one, and then auth means user ID or password. So basically if you are using the Gmail, then it is a little bit tough. You have to in your Gmail account you have to one option you need to check, that is allow the secure app. If you will allow the secure app, then the email will be go, otherwise email will not go. So some of the modification you have to do in your Gmail account, in your Gmail settings. Otherwise if you will use any other SMTP detail, SMTP credential, then it will work absolutely fine. So you just need to provide here the host or the port and the username or password. Now this transport, as you can notice that transport dot send mail, and then some of the mail option you can provide. What will be the mail option? So mail option will be from, means from where you are sending the mail. So for example this one, and then to means to it means whatever email ID user is provided, it will be to. And the subject, what will be subject? So let's say password reset. And then HTML, this HTML is the message, what the message or what the mail you want to send. So this is the mail, and in the mail like hello, this it means user data dot name, it means hello, suppose that your name is Asutosh Chobe, so here the name will be hello Chobe, like that, hello Asutosh, like that. If you have requested to reset your password, then click the below link, and they will click the link, and link have a certain information, what the information it have. So this have a information current data date time, it means current date time, information of the current date time, and the user email. So what it means, this information will go, and this mail attached with this link, and this link have a current time or the user email ID in the URL. It means that what at the React end or at the front end what you have to do. So where you need to verify the time, that 30 minute or 60 minute, like that, means expiry time. So you can you have got information that when that particular mail will get sent, so you got the information. And then user data and email ID, user data or email ID is something like that, you got an email to, for which email you have to reset the password, so you have a detail about it. So now you got the detail, like however, one important thing you have to understand, that this should be in the hash form, this should be in the hash form, and this information should be current date time should be stored in your database. So for the reset of the password, first you will verify this date or time in the from the backend or from the database. You have to verify the date time, because you got a date time detail. So now this is exposed in the URL, it should not be. However, just for the testing I am providing you, just this is the idea how you can reset a password, but it should not be exposed. Otherwise most of the people or the hackers, what they will do, just they will change this date or time from the URL, and in this way they can access the change password link anytime. So it should not be. So that's why it should not be exposed in the URL, or it should be in the encoded form, so that they cannot understand again it should not be in exposed, so you have to save this particular date time in the database, and during the verification you need to retrieve the data of the date time, and you need to match and see that it is in your range or not, means you can update the new password or not. So you, in this way you can verify. And again, this is the email ID. So you can provide the email ID in the hash format to the link, and it means the process is very simple. Someone will click here the forget password. If they will click, then they will provide the email ID, then the email will go to the user that contain a link. If someone will click that particular link, then link have information of their email ID, so they will verify the date that they have requested the verification or not, the mail is sent or not. So you can verify, and after the verification you can update their password. Okay, so now you understand the process. So in the backend they will send that when mail is sent, means when user is requested for update the password, so you got this date. And suppose someone will in the hash form the email ID is available in the URL, and someone will change the name, change the email ID, then in that case if you will verify in the backend, you will got that someone is, since they have has and provided the wrong detail, because that will not match, you will check that user is not requested to send update a password or reset a password. So you got it, you can verify, and in this way you can update a password or reset a password. So now you can, in this way you can update a password. So now let's go to the this 30000 change password, this link at the React. This is the reset password. Okay, so you can notice that in the app.js for the reset password, you can see here the change password, it have a slug. Slug means slug means the detail or the user data. It may be an email ID to reset a password, and then here this is the component. So let's go to the change password components here, and now the component did mount. As you know that component did mount you can utilize, and component will mount it you can also use, but component did mount is the best way to initiate or call a API call to get data or call API. So this is the best place. I already talked about these things. So now you got a slug parameter, and this .props.match.param.slug. Slug, it means whatever slug you have provided in the app.js, and slug is nothing but it is this one. The slug have the information of the current date time and the email ID. Okay, so now you need to collect. So plus plus plus, it means this is concatenated with this particular link, so you have to separate it, means you will get the information of the current time and the user email. So now you got a current time, like you split it, it is just a JavaScript split method to split through this plus plus plus, and the first it's divided into array, and the first index have a date and the second index have a, you can see this have a email ID. Now you can console log to check that you can also check it that you are receiving the date or email ID correctly or not. This set time set status set state. So this set state, and you have set the email ID and the link date, and now date, the current date. Now you have to get a current date. So in this way you got a current date. If current date is exceeding the 30 minutes, then you can, or maybe a 1 hour or maybe a 15 minutes, then you can write a message that link not valid link will be valid for 15 minutes, like that. In this way you can provide any message to the user. If suppose someone will request it to for the change the password, but user are trying to change after the 2 days, so this difference will be very huge, and this will not satisfy the condition, so that they will be redirected to the login page, so they cannot able to reset the password. However, this is not the best place. At the back end as well, it should be verification should be also done in the back end as well. So in the back end, this information will be saved. If someone will request to send the password, update a password, then after the reset mail will be sent, then that particular information will be saved in the database, and from database you have to extract their detail, and you have to verify the detail. If you will understand that user is requested the for the reset password after 30 minutes ago or the 1 day ago, based on the condition you can you can allow the user to reset a password. So this is the way you can do. So now difference in millisecond you can do in this way. Otherwise, if everything is correct, then this will not get redirected, and this code will get executed, means render method will call. So in the render method, they will provide the password and confirm password. Two data they will provide, password or confirm password. And now after that, on click, the handle on submit, handle form method will be called. So e.prevent default, it means it is not required here. It is required here because this will restrict the default property of their element. So as you know that form have a default property to submit the data. So if you will not provide anything, then get method will be, they will consider a get method, or page will be refreshed. So since you are using the React and you don't want to refresh your page definitely, so that's why you need to write here the e.prevent default. So default property will be restricted, and now you will get that in the state email ID is available or not. Okay, and here you will call the XES method to update the password, and you provided this state. It means this state have a information of the email ID. You provided the email ID, or means link date, email ID, confirmation password, like that. This information you send to the backend, and backend will then after verification and after doing certain thing, after token verification, they will verify the date and the other detail, that when the user is requested to reset a password, all this detail after the verification, they will proceed with their request. So here it is the API user updated password. So let's go to the API user updated password. So here need to go to the route, API, and the users, and updated password will be available somewhere in this file. This is the update. Okay, it means update password. Update and updated password will be here. Now you got it. So they will try to find out again. The process is very simple. From the database, from the user table, they will try to find out that what is the, through the email ID, they will try to find out that email ID is matching or not. If email ID is got matched, then this will return data, user data. Otherwise error find, like this. So if you will get a user, then you will check that you got user data.token. Okay, user data.token is equal to request.body.link date. So what is here happening, as I said, that the backend also have information about the token. So token is nothing but a time. So as you can notice that token is stored here. After sending a mail, you can notice that user get updated with the email ID and the token, and token have a current date time. It means then backend knows that when user is requested for reset the password. So they know these things. So since you have save this information in a database. Now you will verify a token that link date, something like that. Means it's a one type of in this way you can also reset, like whatever date you have. This is also a best way. Okay, whatever date you have provided, if someone will change that particular date, because this date is exposed in the URL, as you can notice, exposed in the URL current date time. If someone will change, then again here you are verifying. So if someone will get changed, then it will be not get verified and they cannot update their password. So however, there are lots of methods to reset the password, but this is also one of the best way. And now request.body.password, and then is equal to request.body.confirm password. You will check that password and confirm password is match or not. If everything is fine, then again you are hashing these things, and after the hashing and according to the condition, user data will be get updated. It means password will get updated. Okay, and if there will be error, then you can show the error, that MongoDB error. So I hope that you understand how you can reset the password through the Node.js and the React. And if you face any problem related to this, then definitely let us know.